Okay guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing Clone Wars Season 7, Episode 6. What do you think about it? Honestly, it's probably my favorite episode of this season so far, and I'll tell you why. Because I've seen the Bad Batch story reels before, and so that wasn't really new to me. And then the last episode was kind of setting up this episode, and then this episode gave us a lot of twists and surprises, especially the scene, with where Anakin sort of senses Ahsoka, and then going to the Kessel and seeing the Pikes. I think it's the most like the Clone Wars that I love, and it's not like Bad Batch isn't that way. But again, I've seen the story before, so this was so new to me. It's because this is the new Clone Wars. Because again, last episode, yes, there was no version of the last episode, but I don't think the last episode was that good. This was high quality level Clone Wars, where you get to go to these different planets, see these different inhabitants. It just feels like Star Wars: The Clone Wars that I praised constantly on this very YouTube channel. I probably have 100 Clone Wars videos, but no, seriously, I just really liked it. I really liked again, the comedy is interesting. I also like the comedy in this episode. I was that's the jokes are not meant to be this is the hilarious, the most funniest thing in the world, but it was kind of just nice gestures. I think that's what Star Wars is good at. Just nice funny jokes that don't try to be the funniest thing in the world, but you could laugh about it. You can laugh with it, and it's exciting. And I like the characters. I like the new characters and kind of their perspective on the world, and how that kind of is similar but also very different to Ahsoka's. And again, I love Ahsoka as a character. So seeing her back in the fold again is amazing. And again, last episode, all this I'm saying is similar to the last episode, but the last episode was setting up this episode. And at the end, they do leave us off with a cliffhanger when, obviously they throw the spice out and the Pikes want them captured, and, Ahsoka using the Jedi mind trick. So there's a lot of good moments in here. Overall, in the Clone Wars grand scheme of things, this isn't one of my favorite episodes, but for the scale of Season 7, it is that we've seen so far, it is a very, nice kind of episode that, as a Star Wars fan, and loved seeing Kessel and Solo, and the Pikes in Clone Wars and Solo, and, Anakin sensing Ahsoka, all that stuff. As a diehard Star Wars fan, you kind of eat up, in which I can enjoy eating up. And this is probably the episode with the most references to a bunch of stuff, especially when they go to the different planets, and you actually saw the base where the scene in Solo took place. And again, I say this with every Clone Wars review, but it looks stunning. There's no getting around that. It looks cinematic animation. And I always say this, but even when Clone Wars came out, yes, the animation quality was meh at best, probably for the majority of Season 1. But still, it was above its time. Star Wars has always been with its effects ahead of its time. When you just think back to the original trilogy and the special effects in those films, then you look at the prequels and being one of the first films to utilize CGI, and then Clone Wars kind of did really good stuff with CGI animation. So it's picture the level of quality we get from a lot of these, Pixar and DreamWorks animated films or TV shows. And then this is, I think, even more ahead of its time, seeing these animation qualities. The idea when someone shakes their head, if the hair moves, and all this stuff that you could just see through season, it changes and grows. And I love it. I love Clone Wars. Clone Wars is one of my favorite shows of all time. And for good reason, I say that. For good reason. Stay tuned for more videos coming right at you.